Okay, there's no denying that ExpressVPN is one of the frontrunners in the world of VPNs, but is it really the best VPN? In this video, I'll be reviewing ExpressVPN and going over all of the most important aspects like features, streaming performance, security, privacy, server distribution, and of course pricing. For each aspect, I'll award a score on a scale of 1 to 5 based on how ExpressVPN fares in that category. So let's get right into it. The first aspect I'll look into is the features. ExpressVPN is packed with loads of features for your security and convenience, and that's one of my favourite things about it. During my testing, the first feature that impressed me was the built-in split tunneling, which lets you choose which programs and apps use the VPN connection you've set up and which ones do not. Now, I really like this feature because I do worry about opening my banking apps while my VPN is active, but despite how nice the feature is, I do feel like there's room for improvement. For instance, I believe that you should also be able to use the feature for IP addresses and URLs. You know how sometimes you only need a VPN for a certain website? For instance, I tried to book an apartment in Toronto on Facebook Marketplace a couple of days ago, but because I wasn't in Canada, the algorithm brought results based on my current location. If ExpressVPN split tunneling would allow me to select just facebook.com, I'd just do that to enable me to find apartments available in Toronto. Makes sense when you think about it. Another feature that impressed me was the built-in network lock. This feature blocks your internet traffic whenever something interrupts your VPN connection. No questions asked. It just does its thing, which really makes sense to me. Media Streamer is another outstanding feature that I should mention. It's simply designed to improve your streaming experience. With this feature, you can stream media and bypass geo-restrictions on devices that don't support VPN. What do you need to do? Well, just change the DNS address of the device, and it will act as though it's using a VPN when you connect to geo-restricted websites. I believe this only works with US libraries though. But aren't those the libraries everyone is always trying to unblock anyway? ExpressVPN also comes with shortcuts, which is especially useful for people who use their VPNs with only some apps. Like me, for example. I only use my VPN with Netflix most of the time, so I could just create a shortcut for Netflix with the shortcut feature. As soon as I connect to the VPN, I just click on the Netflix shortcut below the connected icon. It just makes life a little bit easier. Finally, I should add that ExpressVPN is not perfect when it comes to features. It's not the most feature-rich VPN that I've tested. It's not even close. It's missing some important features like multi-hop connections, ad blocker, dedicated IP addresses, and malware protection. Not to mention, it allows just 5 simultaneous connections, which I don't think is good enough. So therefore, I'm awarding ExpressVPN a score of 4 out of 5 for its limited range of features compared to its rivals. Okay, now let's see how ExpressVPN performs when it comes to streaming. Personally, my major reason for subscribing to VPN services is to unblock streaming content. That's what I use it for 80% of the time, and I'm sure it's the same for most of you too. ExpressVPN is transparent about its streaming capabilities, which I like. It's clearly stated on its website which services work with ExpressVPN. In fact, I tested the service with all the popular streaming sites during my test. Netflix, Disney+, iPlayer, and Prime Video. Netflix has recently upgraded its geo-blocking measures, so it has become harder for most VPNs to bypass them as easily as before, but not ExpressVPN. I was able to access every Netflix library that I wanted during my testing. But I would like to warn you that it's not uncommon for any VPN service to lose access to a streaming site it had previously had success with. Streaming sites are always finding new ways to tighten their blocks, so don't be too shocked if ExpressVPN someday loses access as well. But the difference between leading VPN services like ExpressVPN and smaller providers is the sheer amount of resources at their disposal. If a streaming site blocks them today, they will most likely find another way around the block tomorrow. It's a never-ending cycle. I can't really fault ExpressVPN in this category, so therefore I'm giving it a perfect 5 out of 5 in this category. Moving on, let's see how ExpressVPN fares when it comes to security. Did you know that your traffic is encrypted every time you connect to a VPN server? That means your data traffic becomes unreadable to those with no encryption keys. The alternative is to guess the possible encryption key by trying every possible combination. Now, here's where I'm going to use this. ExpressVPN uses military-grade AES 256-bit encryption, which means that a hacker would need to guess a 256-bit-sized key to read your data. Now, this is pretty much impossible, no matter how gifted you are as a hacker, but that's not all. ExpressVPN also uses perfect forward secrecy, which means that each time that you connect, You are given a new session key, and after that, a new one is dished out every hour. This literally means that even if a particular connection is somehow compromised, the hacker only has 1 hour before he's booted out again. ExpressVPN also comes with multiple protocols. And while the app often chooses the most suitable protocol for you, there's an option to choose one by yourself if you want. I recommend using either OpenVPN or Lightway, which is the company's proprietary VPN protocol. Lightway performed admirably in my security and speed tests. It consumes less battery power and bandwidth than OpenVPN and other protocols. I'm not sure why that is, but I'd like to believe it's because it has fewer lines of code. Did you also know that ExpressVPN has recently made Lightway open source? This literally allows any interested person to examine its code. I just love this transparency and truly believe this is how every VPN company should operate. It helps them to gain the trust of their consumers. Again, I'll award ExpressVPN 5 out of 5 due to its super solid encryption. Next, let's take a look at their privacy policy. Privacy is a make or break for any company responsible for keeping users' data, and I believe that ExpressVPN perfectly understands this well. While other VPN providers make flimsy promises and unverifiable claims, ExpressVPN goes above and beyond to prove that they can back their promises. To see anything regarding their logging policy, you'll need to do some digging, as I did. And to be honest, I wish they'd make the info a little bit easier to find. On the What is VPN page, ExpressVPN bears it all regarding their stance on privacy. The company basically says, we don't keep connection or activity logs, and we never share your details with anyone. I don't think anything is more reassuring than those words. Of course, a simple, clear, no logging statement is also on the page. You'll soon discover that ExpressVPN doesn't keep track of your logging time, the IP address assigned to you, your original IP address, your data traffic, or any other data regarding your activities. I should also mention that ExpressVPN keeps some minimal logs, like the data of your connection, your choice of server, the amount of data used, and some other inconsequential pieces of information. I also wish they would refrain from keeping any logs whatsoever, but I understand that without the IP, browsing data, and time, it's not possible to use any of the information collected to connect any action to a user. Another positive sign is that the company is located in the British Virgin Islands, which is a privacy-friendly location. The British Virgin Islands doesn't have laws that require companies to submit users' data to the US or UK. The country is also not a member of any surveillance alliance like the Five Eyes or the 14 Eyes. Did you also know that ExpressVPN has been audited by PricewaterhouseCoopers? I'm not allowed to quote from the report, but it's freely available for anyone to read. But my takeaway from the report is, ExpressVPN is truly as clean as they claim. No questions. My only worry is that it's just been acquired by Cape, a company with a shady past. Whether ExpressVPN will operate independently or not remains to be seen. It remains a concern though, so I'll put ExpressVPN under the microscope for now. Overall, ExpressVPN's privacy policy is pretty darn good, but its new owner's history is something to be wary of. So therefore, I'm giving it 4 out of 5 points in this category. Now I'm going to talk about ExpressVPN servers and network coverage. When you pay for a VPN service, you're paying for many things, including its fleet of servers. They are the machines that drive your web traffic. And generally speaking, I think nothing beats having a diverse server distribution. Apart from ensuring that you always have one server nearby, it also gives you wider options for location spoofing. You want to watch a local TV station in the UK? Or maybe you want to see a news channel in Saudi Arabia. This is only possible with a VPN service that has a diverse server distribution. ExpressVPN performs decently in this regard. The company has more than 3,300 servers across 94 countries, while offering the best balance of virtual and hardware servers. In fact, there are no VPN services that cover as many countries as ExpressVPN. The company even has servers in often overlooked regions like Africa and South America. ExpressVPN is also a great option for people living in repressive countries like Vietnam, Turkey, Iran, and China. The country reportedly has dozens of obfuscated servers, the reason why I think it's an excellent option for countries where there are internet restrictions. The obfuscated servers also make it suitable for sidestepping regional VPN blocks, and if your college or university restricts the use of VPNs, ExpressVPN may be a great solution. I think ExpressVPN could try to increase the number of its servers though. I mean, some rivals offer up to 6,000 servers, and ExpressVPN keeps falling further behind in terms of server count. So overall, I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 in this category. By the way, how are you enjoying this video so far? If you are, well, press that like button down there to support our work. It just takes a second. Done? Thank you. All right, let's talk about pricing. ExpressVPN has a very simple pricing structure. You can only choose from 3 plans: monthly, 6 months, and yearly. Like every VPN provider, the 1-month plan is the most expensive, costing $12.95. The monthly plan is overpriced, in my opinion, especially as rivals offer cheaper plans. But to the company's credit, it does get better as you climb up the pricing tiers. The 6-month plan costs just $59.94, which works out at only $9.99 per month, but it's still relatively expensive, but it's not as bad as that monthly plan. I feel the yearly plan gives the best value for money, and I'm sure you won't argue. The yearly plan costs just $99.99 per year, which works out at only $8.32 per month. Again, that's still more expensive than what a rival like Surfshark offers, but it's better. And the yearly plan even comes with a free additional 3-month plan, so you'll get 15 months in total. It's worth noting that cheaper VPN providers usually increase their prices upon renewal. And since ExpressVPN's pricing structure is likely to remain the same for a long time, I feel it's not as bad as it might initially look when you compare the prices. It's also worth adding that ExpressVPN offers a variety of payment methods. Apart from the traditional options like credit cards and PayPal, you can also make payments with Bitcoin, Money, Alipay, WebMoney, Yandex, and more. I'm especially pleased to see that it supports Bitcoin, as it makes it more difficult to trace anything back to you. I think this might appeal to you if you're big on anonymity. Another nice thing is that every plan comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So you could take advantage of this if you're only trying to test the service. Wondering how well it works? Well, it's not a free trial. You will still need to make payments. But if you change your mind within the first 30 days, you're entitled to a refund. No questions asked. The good news, the Cyberlab viewers can get a special 30% discount on ExpressVPN. All you have to do is click the link that I've shared in the description section down below this video, and this deal will be automatically activated. So you don't have to do anything else. With all that said, ExpressVPN gets 4 out of 5 in the pricing category. Its pricing structure looks straightforward, but its plans are a little bit on the expensive side. Overall, ExpressVPN is a great VPN provider. It's pricey and not as rich in terms of features as some of its rivals, but I believe it more than compensates for them, with great streaming performance, solid security encryption, and a wide network coverage. Its new owners do have a shady past, so there are some doubts regarding its privacy policy. But I believe if ExpressVPN can provide proof of being independent from Cape Technologies, then users will have nothing to worry about. So it's over to you now. What do you think of ExpressVPN? Do you think it's good enough for your browsing needs? Which areas do you think the service needs to improve on? Let us know in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. Every like helps us to reach more people. And if you'd like to watch more videos like this in the future, don't forget to hit that subscribe button too. The next video is a must watch. It's all about the best VPNs out there, so don't miss it. Thanks for watching.